my beautiful Gemini friends, and welcome to your horoscope for November of 2023, where Gemini, this month, the energy does not feel anything like it did in October. In fact, this month is a really brilliant opportunity where so much of what has been feeling unstable and needing forward progress and decision making actually can get on its way. And I think that that's a really beautiful relief that we can take into account. But also this month, Gemini, you are being called out just a little bit to really be about some actions that need to be taken. So we'll discuss all of that and what's coming up in your monthly horoscope. Before we jump into the horoscope, the 2024 digital transit calendars from our friends at Wise Skies Collective are ready. You can click in the description box down below to get yours. And if you use my code, you're going to get a little bit of a discount. And I am telling you, you want a digital transit calendar. You want to be able to see every day what's going on in the sky. You know, when is the void of course period and how long is it lasting? These things can come right to your phone, to your fingertips, to your desktop calendar, whatever it is that you use to track what's actually going on in the cosmic sky and continue to become fluent in the language of astrology. So click down below and grab yours. All right, beautiful Gemini friends. Now, right at the beginning of the month on the 4th, we're going to see Saturn coming direct in the energy of Pisces at 0 degrees. Now, this is going to light up your 10th house space, Gemini. So it's the career, soul level calling, what you do in public, the title that you take in public, right? So if you are not working, you are retired, you're unemployed, whatever that situation is, I would love for you to lean into the title that we call you in public. You know, do we call you mother? Do we call you grandmother? What is the title that if someone said your name, your name would be associated or a title would be associated with it? So think about that, because whatever that is for you, Saturn in Pisces is this time right now where the intuition and the fantasy and the imagination about who you are and what you do is really being taken to task as Saturn comes direct. It is like, no, you cannot no longer think you are that thing. You have to show up and be that thing. That is how you get the results. That's how you actually earn and keep the title. It's also the way that you do your karmic energy cleanup, right? Because in some capacity, maybe you couldn't fulfill this or you haven't been able to fulfill this before, and now is the time to be able to do it. Now, one of the things that you can do is go back into your life from March of 2023 to June 17th of 2023. This is when Saturn moved into the energy of Pisces. So you started to see right then in the 10th house around career, where do I need to be about it? Where do I need to bring in systems and processes to actually crystallize and make solid this area of my life? Where do I need to bring in discipline? Where do I need to accept my next level of advancement, maturity, or mastery? So whatever these signatures look like for you in your life, grab that chart of yours, see where the 7 degrees of Pisces is actually at, and look at where Saturn is helping you come to mastery, come to maturity, and come to refinement. This can include for you, Gemini, in your career that you accept that title of expert in your field, in this area of your life. So lots of advancement is available here. On the 8th, we've got Venus moving into the energy of Libra, where she is in domicile. It's very comfortable. This lights up your 5th house space. Now, Venus moving here starts to attract this area for you. It's attraction. Let it come to you. Remember, the flowers don't chase the bees. In this area, be the flower, let it come to you, but be clear about what you are asking to attract. In the vibration of Libra, it's likely some kind of partnership, whether this be a business partnership, a friendship. Are you calling in friends for your child? What are you calling in 5th house that is about joy, pleasure, play, children, where you need to take a risk? Are you at conception, where you're calling conception in your life, or conception of resources and ideas to create a business or begin something? Whatever it is, call it in. But remember, this is the time to enjoy the understanding that you're calling this in because you can only go so far on your own. You've done as much as you can do by yourself. Now it is time to celebrate commitment and connection and a resource coming in that you will partner with that takes you to the next level. It's usually done pretty peacefully with Venus here, as long as you are the flower, not the bee, okay? When we get to the 10th, we've got Mercury entering into the energy of Sagittarius, so starting to light up this conversation in the 7th house, conscious, chosen, one-on-one relationship. So I'm telling you, whether it is romance, whether it is finance, whether it is business, a personal connection of you with you, personal connection with you and a higher power, you and a teacher that you're pulling in, whatever it is, wherever you have conscious relationships where you know you're in a one-on-one dynamic, Mercury in Sagittarius here is going to help you see where you need to think bigger. Expand your truth, expand your understanding of something, work on a big idea or a big plan that can take you to the next level. It's an absolutely exciting time, but it is a very big, I think, expansion of your relationship zone. So don't be surprised at all if we get to the 10th of the month and your social life starts kicking in. There's a lot of people, a lot of messages, a lot of phone calls to answer, a lot of talking, contracts that need to be signed, negotiations that need to be done, planning strategy meetings. These can all come up around this time. On the 13th, we've got a new moon happening at 20 degrees of Scorpio, and this lights up your 6th house space of day-to-day routines, health, wellness, including mental health and wellness, okay? We're also going to be looking at things with pets and animals, how you're of service. Maybe you're a caretaker to someone. All of these things under this new moon energy are getting a bolus of attention, okay? Now, the new moon is asking us to plant our seeds of intention, what we'd like to begin here. Where are we saying, I'm willing to transform and take on a new level of commitment here? This particular moon is also going to be in conjunction with Mars, one of its rulers. The other ruling planet, Pluto, is direct. So whatever we're taking on, there is a powerful transformation that is under here. And when I say transformation, it doesn't mean you walk through the new moon and it's like, oh, I'm transformed. It means you're going to get down to the icky, dirty truths about yourself, the shadow side, and you've got to bring a way to integrate these with the light sides of yourself in order to create transition. Now, this moon is also, while conjunct Mars, opposing Uranus. So it's like, yes, I see it, Stormie, I'm ready, bring in the new beginning. But the thing is, it's really going to require you to take on an absolutely different value. And that value may feel like a rebellion or like it's kind of erratic and you don't understand exactly how to work with it fully. And this is where, do it different. Do something different than you have been doing right now is the key in the theme. And you can't just think about it differently, Gemini, right? With that beautiful air energy, this is going to have to be, you have to be, feel, and transform into something different and take different actions to bring about different valuable results. So plant your seeds of intention. What needs to change for you in those daily routines? Because this is the place where you can really, over the next 4 weeks, bring in a working out and mastering of your skill at this level. On the 22nd, we see the sun entering into Sagittarius. Then on the 24th, Mars will enter the energy of Sagittarius. Both of these joining Mercury and lighting up your 7th house space. So now the relationship zone is on and popping, Gemini. Okay, we're going to relate. And a lot of the things in the relationship zones now are really about a great expansion and going on one of the greatest adventures that the season has to offer you. And that is the complication and beauty of learning to be in relationship, learning to pursue an opportunity to expand your knowledge by partnering, right? So where are you going to take this adventure? What are you going to explore? What new places does an adventure take you to? What new experiences is this relationship taking you to? Because it's really about finding a greater truth and going on the bigger adventure. So if you needed to file something in a court case or you needed to open a court case, this might actually be a really good time. If you needed to make a decision or sign a contract with a conscious chosen relationship, this is a great season for you to pursue that if that's something you're ready to take on. Now, as we close out the month, Gemini, on the 27th, we're going to have a full moon happening at 4 degrees of your sign. So right here in the 1st house. Now, this full moon is going to ask you to end something, acknowledge something, or to make an adjustment, right? Like bring it to some kind of culmination or realize what has been going on in your life? What has been the purpose? It's also a great time to say, okay, what has been the purpose? Does this particular thing still have purpose and value in my life? So I should continue it. And this can also include for Geminis the story of who you were, who you are versus who you actually are right now. So some of this full moon will be getting rid of stories that no longer actually fit who you are. And what it does is it allows you to make some short-term goals right now to actually live in alignment with the life that you want based on who you are now and what you have to deliver. It's absolutely brilliant. Now, this again will come with some emotional valence, right? At an emotional level, you're experiencing a truth. You're experiencing an energy that is saying, let this out, tell the truth. Let's be who we really are, because then we can network, and it pulls it to you, pulls it to you, pulls it to you. Now, this is also a great full moon, I think, because it is also aligned with Mars, right? It's also aligned with the sun over in Sagittarius. So this is this nice opposition of the smaller mind, who I think I am, and the big mind, the big truth, or the smaller mind, here's what I know, the big mind, here's what I have to teach. These two things, as we bring them together in truth of who you are and what you have with some clarity and some emotion, then this all squares to Saturn. And so it's like, this is really the place where you can make a lot of change, okay? Because if your real desire is to have mastery of yourself, to promote yourself, put yourself out there, to heal your own body, this can only come from realizing where you've got to integrate your me and your we, whether that be through your attitude, your emotions, how you communicate, these kinds of things, because you can't just have the feelings and do nothing with them. They have to have a space for revelation into a greater truth. And those are the obstacles that Saturn presents, where it's like, well, are you really being about it? So all of that coming together at this particular full moon lets you make these beautiful, I think, short-term goals and plans to get on your way to where you would really like to be, while also shining all of this light on what gets to be put down, finished, culminated, no longer purposeful, so that what really has purpose for you, Gemini, can live, be well, and thrive. All right, my beautiful Geminis, I hope you have a gorgeous month. Please let me know in the conversation box. It's actually called the comment section here on YouTube, but let me know down there where we talk how this resonates for you. What are the stories? What are the truths? What are you letting go of this month that actually makes space for everything you were reviewing during the retrograde to take shape and move forward as the month progresses? I love you, Gemini. Have a great month.